Hello and welcome to Wingin It, and welcome to a very exciting video today in which I will be unboxing the brand new British Birds Wingspan fan designed promo pack. A set of 25 bird cards designed by me, which have now been officially published by Stonemaier Games. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, earlier this year Stonemaier announced that they would be working with a number of fan designers to officially print some fan designed birds as part of several region specific Wingspan promo packs. These would each contain 25 brand new birds which had not already featured in the game but were from regions already covered by previous official Wingspan releases. Now, I'd already previously shared some of my own fan designed birds all the way back in 2022 through the British expansion pack. This was both through a series of short videos on this channel and also posts on other Wingspan forums. And it was great to see the positive response that my designs received at the time. So when Stonemaier reached out to me early this year, asking if I'd like to be part of this project and have my own designs published in an official Wingspan pack, I immediately said yes. Back in spring 2025, I began working on this project alongside the fan creation coordinator Travis Wilsey and other fan designers. This was done by tweaking and adjusting the previous designs I'd already shared, including swapping out any birds which were later given official cards in Wingspan Asia to get to the final set of 25 bird cards to be included in the British Birds pack. It was a long and intense process, but very fun to be a part of and incredibly rewarding to get this final product here today. In total, there are 6 Wingspan fan design promo packs which have been published as part of this project. We've got Birds of the USA, co-designed by Jacob Brunner and Travis Wilsey. Birds of Canada, co-designed by Raquel Moore-Halland and Travis Wilsey. Birds of New Zealand, co-designed by David Withington and Travis Wilsey. Additional Asian Avians, designed by Travis Wilsey. Birds of Continental Europe, designed by Sam Gray. And of course, the British Birds pack, designed by me, which I have in front of me here today. If you'd like to purchase any of these fan design promo packs, they're available over on Stonemaier's web store, which is linked in the video description. Now, in this video, I'll be opening up the British Birds pack and taking a look through each of the 25 bird cards which I included in this pack to show off the powers and the designs so that you can see what each of the new birds are, what they look like, and what they will do in the game. If you'd like to hear more detail about these new birds, including how I came up with each of the powers, what my thought process was designing them, then I'll also be doing a separate designer diary video in which I cover each bird in a little bit more detail. I'll also be talking about what it was like to be part of this project and give some behind the scenes info on the work that went on to feed into this project. That video will be coming out very soon, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. Huge thanks, of course, to Stonemaier Games and Elizabeth Hargrave for this opportunity, to Travis Wilsey for coordinating the project, and to the other fan designers for all of their hard work and support throughout. It's been a huge honour to be able to have my own designs published as official Wingspan cards, and it feels slightly surreal to have this pack here in front of me today. I'm super excited to take a look through these birds with you all. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's first take a look at the packaging that the pack of cards comes in. So you'll see we've got Wingspan fan designed bird cards. The packaging artwork here is the Western capercaillie. This is one of the birds contained in the pack that we will get to. And of course, British birds alongside the Union flag as the icon. This will be available to see on each of the birds in the pack so that you can help to distinguish them, of course, from the previous official expansions and of course the other fan design packs. Looking at the back, we've got again British Birds 25 fan designed Wingspan bird cards designed by me, and of course a bunch of credits for the artwork. So yeah, some very nice packaging here, very simple small little foil packaging for these 25 bird cards. And yeah, let's get stuck in. So let's get this packaging open and let's take a look inside at what we've got. So yeah, very nice. We've got these bird cards. There are a few clarification cards at the end that just explain some of the new bonus card terms and of course give credits to those who play tested, including the other fan designers. So yeah, we're going to go through all of these cards one by one, and I'll be showing you each of the cards, each of the powers, so that you know what's in the pack. The first bird that we've got here is the Dartford Warbler. So this is a grassland only bird eating 2 worms, worth 5 points, and the when played power here, all players lay 1 egg on each of their birds with a cup nest. So quite similar to some other egg laying powers, but a bit of a nice twist here where it's not just you that's going to get some eggs, it's maybe your opponents as well. So you may have to think about when you're going to play this bird, what's the right timing. Maybe wait until your opponents have already filled up all their cup nests, or maybe you want to strike early before they get a chance to get one out. So I think this is pretty interesting power. I'll say a nice twist on some existing egg laying powers that we already have from the official game. Up next, we've got the Eurasian Blackcap. This is a forest bird eating a worm and a berry, worth 4 points, and a game end power. Lay 1 egg on each bird that has a berry in its food cost, including this one. So again, a nice twist on some similar game end powers where you get to lay eggs. But this one, instead of looking at nest types, instead of looking at birds with a certain wingspan, we're looking at food cost. Berries, I feel, always underappreciated now with, of course, Nectar in the Oceania expansion. So this was a nice opportunity to incentivize players to play more birds that have berries in their food cost. And of course, if you've got the Viticulturist bonus card, this is going to be a great synergy with that and a good opportunity to get some extra points. Next up, we have got the Eurasian Blue Tit. Again, another forest bird here, eating a worm and a seed, worth 2 points. And a pink power this time, once between turns, when another player gains seed, you gain 1 seed from the supply. So again, a bit of a twist on some similar pink powers that help you gain food. But yeah, this time, not necessarily just reliant on other players gaining food through the forest, but through any means. When a seed is gained, you get 1, and it's not from the bird feeder, it's from the supply. So yeah, nice simple power, but one that we don't have exactly like this in the official game already. And Eurasian Blue Tit, one of my favourite birds, such an iconic British bird, so a great opportunity for me to get this bird in the game here. Next up, we have got the Eurasian Skylark. This bird lives in the wetlands and the grasslands, eating a worm and a seed. Worth 5 points. Another pink power, but this one a very, very interesting one. Once between turns, when another player draws a bonus card, you draw 1 new bonus card and then discard 1 at the end of their turn. So yeah, we do not have a pink power bonus card bird in the game until now with this Eurasian Skylark. So I think this is a super fun power. Took a bit of work to work out how this was going to look and yeah, work out what the benefit could be. I think this opportunity to cycle through your bonus cards could be quite nice. Maybe you've drawn a few early in the game and you're not really too happy with them. You get a bird like this down. You know that other players are going to also want to go for bonus cards, and when they do, you're going to get opportunities to draw new ones, look at new bonus cards, and maybe upgrade your existing ones. So that's a super fun power, this one. And yeah, looking forward to seeing this one in some games. Next bird we've got here is the Eurasian Widgeon. This is a bird that can live in the wetlands or the grasslands. Costs 2 seeds, worth 2 points, and has a brown power. When activated, draw 1 face-up card from the tray with a seed in its food cost. You may reset or refill the tray before doing so. Now, card draw is always important, but being able to potentially get cards outside of the wetlands is a super fun opportunity, and that's what you get here with this Eurasian Widgeon. Obviously, you could go in the wetlands, you could put it in the grasslands as well. So yeah, a little bit of a twist on some similar powers where maybe you're drawing face-up cards that have got a certain nest type. Here you're looking at the food cost, and as I say, maybe getting some cards outside of the wetlands. Next up, we have got the European Golden Plover. This bird can also live in the wetlands or the grasslands. It eats 2 worms, is worth 5 points, and has a brown power. When activated, tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, each player gains a dice from the bird feeder, starting with the player of your choice. So quite a simple power, this one. A bit of a combination between some of those tucking birds where maybe you tuck a card and get an egg, or you tuck a card and get a specific food. But this time you're tucking a card and everyone's getting food from the bird feeder. So it feels a bit like a hummingbird in that sense as well, where everyone's going to get some food. But here you're getting the additional opportunity to tuck some cards. And with this bird being able to go in the wetlands, this could be a very nice one to start off your wetlands engines, which I'm always a fan of. So I was very happy to get a power like this in the game. Very excited to, play with that one when I can. Next bird we've got is the European greenfinch. So this is a forest bird, eats 2 seeds, worth 2 points, and a very simple power, brown. When activated, gain all seeds that are in the bird feeder. So this is a theme of quite a few birds. Some we've already seen, some we'll come on to, that just twist some of the existing powers, just fill a gap that we don't have from the existing powers. We have a brown power, of course, in the black woodpecker that lets you gain all the worms in the bird feeder. Now we've got the analog here with the European greenfinch, let you gain all the seeds. And I'm always a fan of opportunities to manipulate the bird feeder, especially if you're playing with nectar. This is a good chance to maybe block some nectar that comes up, stop your opponents from getting it, but also just help yourself get a bunch more food as well. The next bird we've got is the European shag. This is a wetland bird, eats 2 fish, is worth 5 points, and has a brown power. When activated, tuck a card from your hand behind this bird to gain 1 fish from the supply. So yeah, another nice tucking option here. Get a tuck and get a fish in this case. We do not have a power that lets you do that, but we do have plenty of powers that let you discard fish and get extra tucks in the wetlands. So some potential nice synergies there, or even just get yourself some extra fish and maybe play some more wetland birds. So quite a fun power, this one. And again, I'm always a fan of tucking, so definitely one I'll be looking forward to playing. Next up, we have got the European stone chat. This can live in the wetlands or the grasslands, eats a worm, a seed, or a berry, is worth 2 points. And this is our first round end power, where you get to discard up to 3 worms, seeds, or berries in any combination. And then for each food you discard, you lay 1 egg on this bird. So quite a simple, straightforward power. You're discarding food and getting eggs. But being able to do that at the round end and being able to get eggs, always, I think, key in Wingspan. So being able to maybe turn some of that extra food that you're gaining into eggs through this stone chat power is a very nice one. And I could see this being useful in a lot of different situations. Next up, we have got the garden warbler. This bird can live in the grasslands or the forest. It eats a worm or a berry. It's worth 1 point with a star nest, and it's a when played power. You get to play an additional bird in this bird's habitat. You pay its normal food and egg cost, but then you get to lay 1 egg on both birds. So very, very fun power here. Very fun opportunity to get some eggs where maybe your opponents weren't expecting you to. I'm thinking those end of round goals where you're trying to get eggs in a certain nest type or eggs in a certain habitat. You could very much catch your opponents off guard with a bird like this, and especially with the star nest, that's going to give lots of opportunities for additional point scoring. Our next bird to look at is the lesser spotted woodpecker. This bird lives in the wetlands or the forest. It eats 2 worms, is worth 2 points, and has a brown power. When activated, discard 1 worm to lay 2 eggs on this bird. Now again, as we've already talked about a little bit, being able to get extra eggs, especially by not taking the grasslands activation, always a great opportunity. And a bird like this that can live in the forest and let you discard food that you might already be gaining on that turn and turning that into eggs, this could be very, very powerful. So very nice opportunity to get eggs in the forest. Start a nice engine here with the lesser spotted woodpecker. Our next bird we have is the Manx shearwater. This is a wetlands only bird. It eats 3 fish. It's worth 8 points and has a when played power. For each bird with a star nest, including this one, you tuck 1 card from the deck behind this bird. So this bird may remind you of something from the base game in the wetlands. 3 fish, 8 points, star nest, and I think the Latin name will give away the inspiration for this bird. So very nice big point bird, and gives you incentive to play star nest. I do feel like with the shift into the expansions coming out, there's less focus on nest types, there's less focus on needing specific nest types, needing those star nests, which were oh so powerful in the base game. This just brings a new opportunity to score points through star nests. The Manx shearwater could be a very nice point bomb late in the game for you. Next bird we have got the marsh warbler. This bird can live in any habitat. It eats a worm and a berry. It's worth 4 points and has a game end power. This one is super interesting. You get to copy a game end yellow power of another one of your birds or a neighbor's bird. So we have a few analogs like this for brown powers. We have them for when played powers even as well, where you maybe getting to copy someone else's. And here, maybe someone else has got a nice strong yellow power. Maybe you've got one yourself. There are some other very, very nice ones in this pack we'll come on to. And you might want to double up on that. Well, this is a great opportunity for that with the marsh warbler, being able to pick and choose which is the best game end power that you might want to do. You get to do it again, so very interesting one there. Next up we have got the meadow pipit. This is a grasslands only bird. Its cost is 1 worm and 1 seed. It's worth 4 points, and it has a when played power, all players lay 1 egg on each of the birds with a ground nest. So obviously very similar to the Dartford warbler that we looked at earlier, but a slight twist here, looking at different nest types. So again, got to think about when you're going to play this bird. Can you time it right, get the maximum benefit, and maybe not help your opponents too much. Our next bird we have is the ruddy turnstone. This is a wetlands only bird. It just costs 1 worm, gets you 3 points, and has a very nice brown power when activated. Draw and discard 1 card from the deck. If it has a worm in its food cost, then you get a worm from the supply. Food, always useful to get in the wetlands. With a bird like this, definitely a nice opportunity for that. I'm a big fan of this power. Very thematic, obviously turnstones. As the name suggests, they like to turn stones and look for food. And that's what you're doing here. You're turning over cards from the deck and looking for those worms. So very nice power. And I was very happy to get this one in the final pack. Next up, we have got the sand martin. This bird can live in the wetlands or the grasslands. It eats 2 worms, worth just 1 point, but has a very nice round end power for each other bird in this habitat. Tuck a card from the deck behind this bird. So obviously, the more birds you can get in this habitat, the more points you can get. And if you can build out either your grasslands or your wetlands very, very quickly and get the sand martin in there, you could potentially be getting 3, maybe even 4 tucks each round. So the ceiling is high for this one, and obviously the star nest doesn't hurt either. Next up we have got this sandwich tern. This is a wetlands bird. It eats 2 fish, is worth 6 points, and has a brown power. When activated, give 1 fish from your supply to another player, and if you do, you tuck a card from the deck behind this bird and lay 1 egg on this bird. So kind of as with the ruddy turnstone that we just recently looked at, I really like this power for its thematic strength. As you can see in the flavor text, male sandwich terns offer fish to potential mates as part of their courtship display, and that's exactly what you're doing here. You're giving a fish to somebody else, and in return you're getting a tuck and you're getting an egg. So 2 point activation could be very nice in some of those wetlands engines. Next bird we've got to look at is the song thrush. This bird lives in the grasslands or the forest. It eats a worm and a berry. You get 3 points and a very nice pink power. Once between turns, when another player gains worm, you gain a worm from the supply. So similar to the Eurasian blue tip that we looked at earlier, but just for worms instead of seeds. So again, not just when players are going in the forest, maybe they have alternative food sources outside of that habitat where they're gaining worms. This is an opportunity for you to benefit off that and get a little bit of food for yourself. The next bird we have got is the tawny owl. This is a forest only bird. It eats 2 rats. You get 6 points and a game end predator power. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird, and then for each rat in its food cost, you cash 1 rat from the supply on this bird. So again, kind of as with some of these other birds in the pack, this is filling a gap of a power that doesn't exist. We have brown predator powers, we have white predator powers, pink and teal as well. But until now, there are no yellow game end predator powers. That's what the tawny owl is here to do. So maybe you've got a nice big point rodent eating bird that you just couldn't find the time to play. Tuck it at the end here with the tawny owl and get yourself a bunch of points. So potentially a very nice power there. Next one to look at is the tundra swan. This is a wetlands only bird. It eats 3 seeds. You get 5 points, but potentially a very nice pink power here. Once between turns, when another player takes the draw cards action, draw a card from the deck at the end of their turn. So again, another card here that just fills a gap of powers that don't exist in the game. We've got pink powers for when players gain food, when they lay eggs, even when they play birds, when they tuck cards, but not even just when they draw cards. That's what the Tundra Swan is here for. So maybe someone else is doing a very nice Wetlands engine, or maybe you just want to get this out early, right before you know other players are going to draw a lot. You're going to get some free cards coming through, and that could really help you out throughout the rest of the game. Next bird here is the bird from the packaging, the Western Capercaillie. It's a forest bird. It's quite expensive, a seed and 2 berries, but you get 7 points and a very nice when played power. Draw 2 new bonus cards, keep 1, and give 1 to another player. So yeah, potentially a strong one here, but you've got to be careful. If you draw 2 good bonus cards, you're going to have to give 1 of those away. Again, another thematic power that I quite like here. Capercaillies are endangered in the Scottish woodlands, and they're very well known for their lecking courtship display. That's what this power is there to symbolize. You're getting the bonus card and then giving 1 away to another player as an act of courtship. Although maybe in the game, you're not going to give them quite the nice bonus card they would be hoping for. Next bird we have got here is the Western Jackdaw. This can live in any habitat. Costs a worm and 2 wild foods. Only 3 points, but a very nice teal power here. Round end, cash up to 3 food from your supply on this bird, and then for each, gain 1 dice from the bird feeder. So this is going to feel very similar to the Ruff from the European expansion. In that case, you're tucking up to 3 cards and drawing 3 replacements. In this case, it's the same, just with food. So maybe giving you an opportunity to cycle some of your food. Maybe if you've got a nice forest engine going, you get this down early and get a bunch of caches. This could be a very strong one and a very nice power to play with. The Western Jackdaw. Next bird we have got one of the most interesting, I think, from the pack. The Western Yellow Wagtail. It can live in any habitat. Costs you 2 worms, 3 points, but with a super fun game end power. For each bonus card you score, for which this bird qualifies, it counts double. So think of all of those times when you've just been 1 bird away from scoring a bonus card. This Wagtail is here to save you. And think of all the bonus cards it's going to hit. It has a place name, it has a color, it has a body part in its name. It's going to have any nest type with the star nest. Plenty of opportunity for hitting bonus cards here. And yeah, getting double points from this bird on each of those bonus cards could be a very much a lifesaver there. Very close to the end of the pack here, we've got 2 birds left, and this is one of my favorites. The Whooper Swan can live in the wetlands or the grasslands. It's going to cost you 3 seeds. You get 4 points and a very nice brown power. When activated, choose 1 to 3 birds in this column. Tuck 1 card from your hand behind each, and if you tuck at least 1 card, draw 1 card. So anyone who's played with the Mute Swan in the European expansion will immediately recognize this power. This is just the vertical analog to that. The Mute Swan you're tucking in the row. This time you're tucking in the column. And of course it can go in the grasslands, so you're potentially getting that card cycle, that card access in a different habitat to the wetlands. So potentially a strong one here, especially if you get it down in that first column and get yourself multiple tucks each time. One of my favorite birds, the Whooper Swan. Our last bird here of the British Birds pack is the Willow Warbler. This bird can live in the grasslands or the forest. It's going to cost you a worm and a berry. Just 1 point, but potentially a strong teal power here at round end. You choose 1 other player. For each action cube on their forest, you tuck a card from their deck behind this bird. Now think of all those times you've come up against a strong forest engine and had no counter to it. Well, here you go. Willow Warbler is going to come and save you, potentially getting you lots of points. Again, it's going to feel quite similar to something like a Dunnock from the European expansion. In that case, you're looking at cubes on a grasslands and getting eggs. Here you're looking at cubes on the forest and getting tucks. So yeah, get this down in round 1, watch other players take food, and you're going to score a lot of points. And there we have it. Those were the 25 birds from the British Birds fan designed promo pack, which was designed by me. So hope you like the pack. Hope you're all going to enjoy playing with it. And as I say, if you want to hear more insight into how I came up with each of these powers, what my thought process when designing the pack was, I'm going to be doing a separate designer diary video, which is going to come up very soon. So hit subscribe and keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, if you'd like to buy the British Birds fan promo pack, there'll be a link to the Stonemaier web store in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which one of these is your favorite British bird, and I hope to see you in another video very, very soon.